evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore. Round number one is now underway. All the talk is done. It is simply time to fight. Teddy, I assume many times in your career, you were instructing a fighter that was going to face a fighter who just had the longer reach, flat out had it. What did you tell him? What did you try to cement in his head leading up to that fight?
You know, sometimes you get caught up when you're fighting a fighter with those great, outstanding physical attributes like tallness and height, reach advantage. You start to think that only one way is the way to go. You got to force yourself to work your way in. I remind myself and I remind my fighter that you can step out and make the taller man give up his height. Walk him into traps.
Nice block by Lewis.
Move your head.
Good stuff by David Haye, working his combinations well. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Good job on the two-punch combo. Did you see Haye right there? He was rocked. If I was David Haye, I'd look to smother my opponent, make sure he cannot get those punches off. So David Haye finds a way to recover and fight on. Haye was definitely rocked moments ago. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. End of round one. Let me paint this picture for you. You got to figure out a strategy, and your fighter's down to one eye.
Well, I hope that he read some history books, or he watched a movie named 300. You saw that movie, didn't you? Great movie about the Spartans where they were outnumbered, and they had to get the terrain right to fight the fight. They had to get into the mountains where the greater forces, the great army, could not be the great army. They could not get in there and battle where they could take advantage of their superior forces. That's what he's got to do. He's got to move the fight into a portion of the ring where he will not be vulnerable on that side.
David Haye's eye is really a mess now due to that cut. Now, if you're his opponent, it's got to be the primary target, I assume.
You know, and that's the key word, assume.
He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Scores well to the head with the right hand. Lewis's knowledge of the game is showing through. 3 ways to defend. One of them is to block. He did it there well. 90 seconds to go here in this round. Obviously, so many career highlights in the career of Lennox Lewis as we watch him in action here tonight. But one of the things he's most proud of is that he was able to face and beat all the heavyweights of his generation, including getting Mike Tyson at the end of Mike Tyson being Mike Tyson.
You know, you use the word proud, and I think that that's so important here. We look at the right hand of Lennox. We look at the size of Lennox, but the pride, that legacy you talked about, he brings that into the ring. That makes him strong.
The left hand coming into play by David Haye.
Stay away from the inside.
Headshot lands, was a hook. Lewis has got to be really careful here, Teddy. That eye has gotten to a point where this fight could be stopped at any time.
Well, the key is that it's above the eye, so of course it's impairing the vision. The blood, when it trickles down, he can't see. And that's what the referee's going to be looking for.
Well-placed, well-timed combo up top. Blocks away that headshot. Lennox Lewis is in a good rhythm defensively here. Teddy, what is that, a credit to his ability to anticipate?
You know, also it's the teaching. Let's give the trainers credit. Of course, let's give his background of the amateurs credit, but he learned how to get away from punches. This is technique that was taught to him.
Good old-fashioned 1-2 by David Haye. Nice work. Good work defensively by David Haye. Plus, he landed that counter punch.
Yeah, and he forced him to punch. He made him, he drew it out of him, and then he timed him beautifully.
So now there's blood coming from the mouth of David Haye, and his opponent, he may be inspired by that, motivated to get after him a little bit. Well, he's trying to keep up a heck of a work rate here. David Haye's punching himself out at this point.
Yeah, and that's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is going to be if his opponent notices.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Lennox Lewis. David Haye's work in training camp is now paying off. Do you see the accuracy and the effectiveness with that combination? Lennox Lewis has got a little something coming back at him. A counter punch scored. That is exactly what the corner wanted to see. A good combination punch by David Haye. Oh, what a whiff by Lennox Lewis. 10 clicks of the talk.
This fight, just listen to me, man.
I'll start around number 4. A chance to look at Teddy's scorecard and get his insight. Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here tonight?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go, oh no, actually I would say a little counter punching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription. Boy, sharp 2-punch combination by Lewis. Good power punch, the right hand landed.
Clinch, clinch. Keep moving, keep moving. And that focus.
And he's holding. Oh, those recuperative powers kicking in for him here.
Reminds me of Arturo Gatti. You know, he used to get hurt, but he used to recover so quickly.
David Haye's combination punching is just perfect there. 3 punches landing.
Double up the punch. Come on.
Quick snapping hook, and it does damage. And yet another big shot comes in. Unable to survive that shot, he's on the floor. David Haye's now getting back up off the canvas.
Don't stay in one spot.
Oh! Not an easy task to floor David Haye. His opponent just did it. David Haye finding the energy to rise up after being rocked. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Oh, a big shot comes home for him. Roll the scorecards out. David Haye's down and looks to be out.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's over. The fight is over. Lennox Lewis's hand to be raised in victory. He scores the knockout here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of knockouts, your winner, Lennox Lewis.
That's what you want to see, a guy who can close the show and finish with style.